Hey guys, how's it going? In this video I'm going to show you my basic wilderness survival kit. I'll show you all the contents of it and a brief explanation of most of the items in the kit. This is the updated version of my survival kit. When I go out into the wilderness, I always have other essential gear with me. This kit is just a last-ditch resort, my final hope for survival. So it's a basic wilderness survival kit. This is the pouch I keep it in, and as you can see, it can fit on a military style pistol belt, which is very important to me because that's what I use when I go out into the wild. This is a small pouch. It's probably only 6 inches from here to here, and you'll be amazed at the amount of stuff I can pack into here tightly. It's somewhat water resistant. It's not completely waterproof, but it has plenty of storage. It's pretty durable. Also, it came with a shoulder strap, so you don't have to keep it on a belt if you don't want to. This is what it looks like opened up with everything packed inside of it. So as you can see, that's a lot of stuff to be able to fit in a small bag like this. The only thing that's not out of the bag is these safety pins, but everything else is right here that I put in the bag. And so first I'll show you what I use to start fires. It's definitely good to have multiple different ways to start fires in case you lose one or one that doesn't work for some reason. Fire is one of the most important things in a survival situation. So here I have a Swedish fire steel. A lot of people know what these are. Just strike it like that on your tinder. This is a Silva brand match holder with a compass on top, and in here I have strike anywhere matches, which these you can coat in wax to keep them waterproof, but this has an O-ring on it anyway, so it is waterproof. Here is some petroleum jelly saturated cotton balls. This is an awesome tinder. A candle it helps you to start fires, lets you see at night, has many different uses. Also, most of the stuff in this kit has multiple uses, which is very important for your survival kit. Next I have some tin foil, a couple different pieces. One of them's big enough to make a pot so I can boil and purify water with. This is a military style trioxane fuel bar. You could use this to heat food, boil water, start a fire. This is snare wire, 2 different sizes. You can make snare traps to catch small animals. You could use it to fix things. There's a lot of different uses for that. A signal mirror with directions on the back. Very important. This is another signaling device, a whistle. This one will work when wet and is extremely loud. Another signal device is this glow stick, excellent for nighttime. You can tie a cord to it and swing it around, and your rescuer may see a big circle and know where you are. So that's a good thing to have in your kit. Here I have a small pen light. It's not super bright, but at least you would have something. Also a spare battery, 1 AAA battery. Some zip ties, many different uses for that. Emergency space blankets. There's a lot of different uses for these. A few of them are shelter making, to keep warm. You could make a rain catch to catch water. You could use it as a fire reflector, and you could signal with them since they're so shiny. Here's a bandana. There's many different uses for this too. You can filter out water with this. Compass. I have a couple different compasses. This is a Silva compass, a very good brand. I have a couple different compasses because when you're lost and in a stressful situation, people tend not to trust their compasses. So if you have more than one to look at, and they're all saying the same thing, then you know that they're reading accurately. Ziplock bags are very important to have in your survival kit. You can store a lot of water in these and carry water with them. Also, any food that you might find. So there's a couple different uses for that. This is the knife I keep in my kit. It's a buck knife with 3 different blades on it, which is very good because if one gets dull, you can use the other one and whatever. Also, I keep a small, tiny sharpening stone with the knife because a dull knife in the wild is pretty much useless. Here's some duct tape wrapped around some paper. On the paper, you could obviously write messages or whatever. The duct tape also has many uses, repairing things. This is needles and thread wrapped around a clothing patch, so you could repair clothing and other stuff with that. A magnifying glass also can be used to start fires, or also known as a Fresnel lens. Super glue, which you can use to seal deep wounds or cuts. Next is a wire saw. If you take care of these and don't bend them too much, they can last you a long time and they work very well. Why keeping it in your kit? Put some petroleum jelly or Vaseline around it to protect it from breaking and drying out. Paracord. Any kind of cord is extremely important to have in your survival kit. Paracord to me is the best because it's so strong, 550 pounds, and it has 7 interior strands that you can take apart and use for smaller tasks. These are water purification tablets. Iodine, you add 1 or 2 of these to a quart of water and it will kill the harmful bacteria in the water. So also very important. Water is extremely important. This is a small fishing kit that I keep in my kit. It just has some line, sinkers, and hooks, and a bobber. So you could catch fish and eat if you had to. As you can see, I have all the essentials covered. Fire, water, also water, shelter, navigation, signaling, and all the things in my kit most of the things in my kit have multiple uses. I usually always have this kit with me when going into the woods or the wilderness. And if you have a kit, make sure you know exactly what's in it and you should practice using the things inside of it. That's it on the contents of my basic wilderness survival kit. Thank you guys for watching.